Feldstein. It tastes a little sweet, but it says dry. Let's find out why. The sweetness level of a wine can range all the way till Drapier, Brut Natur, bone dry, till the Herzog late harvest, which is super sweet. Most wines these days are fermented to dryness, but some winemakers play around with the fermentation to halt for a sweetness to stay. It all depends on the style they want. A wine's sweetness depends on how much residual sugar is left after alcoholic fermentation. All fruits have sugar. Residual sugar refers to the natural sugars that contains in the grape. Some winemakers even add sugar to make their wine sweeter after fermentation. It can get complex, but let's focus on the final product in sweetness levels. Wines with less than 1 gram residual sugar we classify as bone dry wines, like Brut Natur champagne. Come on, it is hot outside, so I keep on thinking sparkling, but this is refreshing and beautiful. Dry wines have less than 17 grams residual sugar. Most of the wines in today's market is around in this same range. And then we have off-dry with 17 to 35 grams of residual sugar. Think sweet red wines and off-dry Riesling. Medium sweet, as we often call semi-sweet, has 35 to 120 grams of residual sugar. Think Moscato, the famous blue bottle. Sweet wines have more than 120 grams of residual sugar, like late harvest or port. Again, most wines these days are dry wines, but why does wines like this, when you taste it, you think, oh, it tastes a little sweet? It could be that there is some residual sugar, as it's allowed to have up to 17 grams residual sugar. But you also need to consider fruit ripeness. This wine, for example, has 6 different varieties, all ripened under the Israeli hot summer sun. We get loads of berries from the grapes and sweet spices from the barrel age. So, considering its alcohol, with the weight of all this luscious fruit, we perceive sweetness, even though it's technically dry. So if you think you only like sweet wines like late harvests, give these big reds from Israel or California a try. It's not gonna be that sweet, but it is sweet. There's so much fruit and sunshine in this glass of wine that you might be surprised how much you can enjoy a dry wine. Just try, don't be afraid to try. And remember, the more you taste, the more you know.